here is something interesting. Hello guys, how's it going? The commentary is back, and I'm using the camera for a different type of video. However, we'll do the commentary format for, let's just say, talking about the Tokyo Game Show 2017. So, it is a huge event. It went down, a lot of interesting things went down at TGS 2017. But however, I do want to go ahead and talk about what sparked interest on me towards the, anything about the TGS 2017 that sparked interest towards me. Now, there are games that have sparked my attention at the event, even though these games I've been already hyping up for even before TGS 2017, but yeah. We got more details, we got more news, we got more information thanks to TGS 2017, and thanks to the news that comes out from this event, I end up getting more and more excited for these games that I have attention towards. The first game I want to talk about that I'm anticipated for from the event is Shin Megami Tensei DX2. It is Shin Megami Tensei for smartphones, yes, but however, anything that you know in terms of the traditional gameplay elements of Shin Megami Tensei are going to be in DX2. And of course, the demons will be in 3D model, meaning that you will see 3D models for demons. Fantastic. And how do I ended up knowing about this? How do I know about this? Well, Atlas was doing a stage demo for this game. So, yeah, I think it is a stage demo. Also, another thing to note, Dynasty Warriors 9, they did a live demo, and they also released a TGS 2017 trailer for Dynasty Warriors 9. Now, for a lot of you guys, if you haven't paid attention to the previous video, Dynasty Warriors 9 retains the traditional gameplay stuff, but however, it's a huge step up in terms of graphical elements, because I seem to notice that. Now, there's huge steps up in graphics, and also there's a huge step up in gameplay. Now, the gameplay is going to focus more entirely on keeping the traditional hack and slash gameplay, while at the same time bringing in a wonderful free roaming experience, which is very wonderful. This makes Dynasty Warriors 9 stand out from the previous installments. Now, the last game I want to talk about here is Dragon's Crown Pro. Of course, this game is getting re-released on the PlayStation 4, and yeah, it's ending up getting re-released on PlayStation 4. Perfect opportunity for me to play it, because there was Dragon's Crown that came out way back then. It was from the makers of Odin Sphere, and if I remember right, I didn't get a chance to play this game back on the PlayStation 3 days. But however, now that that game's getting released on PlayStation 4, I'll get a hold of that. I mean, so that's pretty interesting. Now, there are some games I really want to talk about because I have questions for this, and I would play the guessing game. I would try to be like the Michael Pachter and be like, do the guessing game, but I'll just wait and see. Only time will tell. But however, I'll go through what's going on with one certain game, and I will ask the questions. I want to go ahead and talk about Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. Now, keep in mind that this game is going to be exclusive to Japan until there's news of its localization. But however, Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation is basically Dead or Alive Extreme on PC. However, it's going to be available on this thing called the DMM Game Player, and you're going to find it on DMM. Alright, so with Dead or Alive Venus Vacation, I have 3 questions for this. Now, keep in mind, the official trailers for this game revealed this new character, who happens to be Misaki. Now, the question here is, will we see Misaki in Dead or Alive 5 Last Round or Dead or Alive 6? Are we going to see her at all, or is she going to be exclusive to Venus Vacation? Or, because really, to be honest with you here, Misaki seems like a very interesting character, but, however, I would like to see her. I would like to be introduced to her. I want to get to know her. So maybe I think it would be wonderful. And actually, to be honest with you, it would be nice if we see Misaki get brought to Dead or Alive 5 last round, or if there is a Dead or Alive 6 happening. But another thing to notice, and I do kind of realize with all the DLC packs coming out for Dead or Alive 5 last round, they want to keep going with the Dead or Alive 5 stuff until they feel the need to, okay, we'll begin Dead or Alive 6. Because I think what's going on is that Koei Tecmo is being like, okay, we'll stay with Dead or Alive 5. We need to figure something out. We need to make some steps ups in terms of graphics for Dead or Alive 6. We need to figure out how the story is going to continue, all this yada yada yada. So I think what's going on right now is that they're going to keep on going with Dead or Alive 5. Anyway, however, will we see Misaki as a DLC character for Dead or Alive 5 last round? I have no idea. And also another thing to note, will Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation get localized but put on Steam, or will Newtaku handle the localization of the game as the game will show up on Newtaku? And also another interesting question here with Venus Vacation adding in this interesting stuff, could we see, and the biggest question of it all is that, is it possible that there could be a Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Ultimate in the works? Also, if you haven't played Gungrave before, Gungrave is this PlayStation 2 action game that has gained a cult following. It's gotten an anime adaptation. That was a weak burp. Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about Gungrave anyway. I'll be talking about Gungrave. You know what, actually? Yeah, good idea. I'm going to go ahead and talk about Gungrave in a Video Game Classics video. Anyway, so Gungrave is coming back. If you remember, it's been a long time since its sequel, Gungrave Overdose, was released. So it's finally nice. It's about time we saw another Gungrave game. So here we go. We got Gungrave VR for the PlayStation VR. Now the question here is, I have 3 questions for this game. Now, first off, is this game going to have motion controls, or is this game looking to bring back the first Gungrave? Is it going to be like a remastered version or something like that? Is it going to be like an entirely new story? I mean, it's a lot of interesting things to think about in terms of Gungrave VR. I mean, are we going to see Gungrave VR end up getting ported to Steam, just like what happened with Rez? Because when Kempton was around at the time, I opened up the Steam page and realized, oh, Rez is on freaking Steam now. Holy crap. Are we going to see traditional gameplay? Are we going to see motion controller gameplay? Are we going to see both? Is this thing going to be an original title, or is this thing going to be a remastering of the first game? Everybody has been talking about it in terms of Yakuza games. However, there is Yakuza Kiwami 2, which is basically the remake of Yakuza 2. And everybody's been hyping the shenanigans out of Yakuza Kiwami, but also at the same time, the developers of Yakuza are also working on a Fist of the North Star video game adaptation of their own. So that is surprising and interesting to see. However, at the same time, I have questions for Yakuza Kiwami 2. Now, here's the thing. Yakuza Kiwami 1, I want to touch on this game. What it really is, it's basically the first game being remade. And, of course, you can see Kiwami 2 is basically Yakuza 2 being remade. So, what's going on here is that we're seeing the remakes of the first and second Yakuza games. Now, the question here is, are we going to see Yakuza 3 and 4 get remastered or remade? If that is to be the case, could we see Yakuza 3 and 4 get, taken, remastered, and re-released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox 360? I mean, if this were to be the case, I mean, I don't blame them. The Yakuza is a very, it's like a hidden gem, to be honest with you here. Basically, the entire Yakuza series are basically nothing but hidden gems. They're games worth checking out. I don't think everybody hears about them quite a lot, but however, people who got hands on them, people are doing what they can to make sure that more and more people are notified of the Yakuza series. So, yeah, I do see that. But, however, really, to be honest with you, if remasters of Yakuza 3 and Yakuza 4 were to end up happening, then really, to be honest with you, I don't blame them. Really. I mean, we could see Yakuza 3 and Yakuza 4 getting remastered, and maybe we can see Yakuza 3 and 4 with 100% content included, because if I remember right, you could date a girl in the Yakuza 3 demo, but when I played the full game of Yakuza 3 on PS3, there's nothing. Shit, that's taken out. So if they were to end up fully remastering Yakuza 3 or 4 or doing a Kiwami on 3 and 4, I don't blame them. Anyway, that's all I want to talk about for Tokyo Game Show 2017. It's going to end up taking me long as ever to find out more news in terms of other games and, of course, VR experiences. But, oh well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed TGS 2017. That's all. I'll be looking forward to you in the next video.